So, we have to evaluate as a whole, what is our culture? Is our culture a diaspora of Caribbean, Latin, African? Because they got Latins thinking they're not black.
Yeah.
That was the greatest. That was the greatest pull-off magic trick abracadabra I ever seen. You got these Hindus in these stores, real disrespectful. They skin darker than mine.
Yeah.
And they think they're not black, right? So they start these little subgroups, start making people think that they're not black. So now, what is black? What is the culture? And the keepers of the culture for the young people, unfortunately, is the rappers. Because let's not forget something. Hip-hop and rap, you heard me say it before, I'll say it a million times. Only music that rewards the performer for lyrics that aid in destroying people who looks like the performer.
For the culture.
Back at it again, it's For the Culture Podcast. I go by the name Exotic Rose. I have my co-host Money Mitch. And today we got great Zach
Tate. How y'all doing?
How you
Once
doing,
again,
brother?
we back.
We got the first Kevin Samuels back in the building.
Yes.
Second great Zach Tate. That's what he is.
All right, well, thanks for coming back, man. How everything been?
Man, just LA life. Went out there, changed my whole life, man. Just really not settling for less anymore. Upgrading. Sometimes we trick ourselves into really believing that less is okay. Mediocre is okay. Complacency is okay. Not putting in the extra overdrive, overtime, extra work is okay. And I just went out there for the first time and was like, based on my lifestyle many years ago, I was invited out there, but I knew I wouldn't have made it back alive. So now, as grown men with life-giving energy, I went out there, added some value and got schooled on this movie business, so I'm ready.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, especially when I went out there, like it's a different vibe. Everybody just minds their own business and they just stay focused. They're not just like looking at you, looking at your shoes and all type of stuff. They're just very focused and they're like, help me, help you. Type of mindset.
Right. So I wasn't able to really tap into the communities the way I wanted to because they just recently opened up from COVID.
Yeah.
So everybody still has that coronanoia going on, which is rightfully so. The homelessness there, I didn't expect to see it the way it was. It makes sense though.
Oh yeah,
but
it's not like how you see in the movies. I've been to Cali too, and you thinking like, oh, this is like this big ass place, like beautiful. It's beautiful, but when I went to, I think it was Hollywood.
Yeah.
Straight homeless people in there, man. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They don't show you this in the movies.
Nah. And for those who run the municipalities of LA, just for some information, it's not hard to employ homeless people for minimum wage to clean up the city that they help littering. So if they need anyone to institute a program, I'm available because it's not hard, give people opportunity to eat. And you would think with the amount of wealth that's out there, yeah, they would do that. But that's what's going on with me, man. Energized, ready to come back as the king of fiction, gangster romance, ready to really, if we decide we're gonna open up as a world, I'm trying to get into every high school and college in the nation to save some lives. And at the same time, start putting out these movies. I will be doing a low budget movie in South Florida, putting a cast and crew together, and we're gonna do a guerrilla style and get it done. So maybe some people in this room will be helping me.
Let me know.
Yeah,
So, I'm ready. I'm ready to start filming. I just gotta have the people locked in. That's dedicated, and we ready, man. So much missing from the film world, we keep getting the same recycled, predictable stuff, and then, you know, I take all credit for Power, TV show Power. If you read my book Lost and Turned Out, that was written 20 years ago, you can clearly see where they getting everything. Even this new Kanan spinoff, you can see where they get it all from my book. You know, but I'm not gonna chase clout or come at 50 sideways about it. I'm just gonna keep banging out the best stories ever to make everybody say, when I go to film, they coming with me. Because you gotta have a message, you gotta entertain, and you gotta leave some lasting impressions that people remember for the rest of their life. So those films are their favorite films.
And that's the thing too, is like when I see people come out with something and you're like, man, I already saw that. Like, you know how you just wrote the book and you did that like 20 years ago. It's like those people that saw the book and they brought it maybe to 50 Cent and they're like, man, he's not going anywhere anyway. They think that you're not going anywhere.
Right.
And they're like, no one's going to know anyway. Boom. And then take that.
Well,
I
it's
always think about that.
actually one of the things too, in all honesty, and the reason I'll let Courtney Kemp off the hook, that's the main writer that brought it to 50 Cent. So 50 is not writing anything, he's just an executive producer, right? But what you have to be careful of, all creatives, I don't read anybody's stuff. Somebody comes to me, it happens 100 times. Yo, I got this dope concept, I don't want to hear it. Yo, I got this book, I don't want to read it. Yo, just read a few pages, I don't want it. Because your subconscious records it. And when you have to tap into creativity, your brain will pull the information that you receive. And you really think it's your own. Because I'm like an idea engineer all day long. I give away $1 million ideas. And people that I gave ideas to, 8 months later will be telling me the same idea I gave them. And they'll be like, yo, I got an idea, this,
That's
that.
crazy.
And I have to remind them all the time. You don't remember when I gave you that idea? This is what we was talking about. This is what was going on. And this is why I said it. So subconsciously your brain records. So I'm sure they read the book, probably many of those urban novels, hood books, whatever you want to call them, and was saying, and just in her head. And then when it's writing, and it's time to be creative, not realizing you're pulling all of my work.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, you know, the blessings will come.
Definitely.
You know, because I'm going to outwork them all.
Ah,
So that's the key to it.
for sure, man. Can't wait to see that. I got ideas too. Especially when I saw Fast and the Furious, I was like, man, because I've been in that around that group, that lifestyle when the first and second movie,
Right.
like there's so much street stuff behind it,
Right.
And I'm like, man, if they knew,
Right.
you can keep the movie. They could have made 9 movies on just that,
Right.
but they just don't know because they
Right.
don't. They weren't in that.
I think it fell off when Paul Walker died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, it just went. They just said let's do a different direction.
That's just Hollywood.
Yeah, because I feel like he was probably the real car junkie and
Right.
out of all the actors, but he was actually living it.
Yeah, that's true. He was. Yeah.
So maybe what they should do is, like you said, is bring somebody that's actually in the streets doing the stuff into the movie and give them their input.
Well, I got a whole different series for that same franchise.
Oh snap! Okay.
Okay, I like to see that.
Yeah, that's
I got
cool.
a whole concept for that whole franchise to go in a whole different direction, where they can get another 10 films
That's crazy.
based on what I got.
I think what they're about to do is a whole bunch of spin-offs now because they're gonna give like Vin Diesel his own like you know how they're doing Raising Kanan and this. I think that's what they're gonna start doing with the Fastest here. Cause look, they even say Cardi B is gonna have a major role on the next one too now.
Oh yeah, wow. Hey,
To be honest.
let's just
Well-
talk about real life.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's start with the first topic. Bill Cosby's out.
Told you.
Yeah.
I remember we had Zach Tate on here. Zach Tate
Told
said,
y'all.
I don't believe that this is true. This is all fake news. And he's the first one called it.
I haven't even they really gonna be mad at me now because when So perception changes with the increase in knowledge and wisdom, right? And when you get a different level of understanding, you understand and you conclude differently. So,
Oh, hold on, because I'm not hearing you. I'm hearing Clark and me, but I can't hear you. Oh, you hear him?
so,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
so when I was telling you about Bill Cosby, for the younger generation, they don't understand that every time Bill Cosby made a significant power move to control a major network like NBC, he always had a casualty in his life, right? Murdered his son, right? Dragged his daughter that couldn't handle the pressure, got involved with drugs to deal with the pressure, and dragged her, almost caused her to kill herself. Thank God she was unsuccessful. So when we talking about billion-dollar players, we're talking about a whole different level.
Game, yeah.
And what I love, you know, I'm gonna say it again, that Trump was the greatest president for black people ever, because he showed you that he's the epitome of a nigga. And he exposed how fragile the government is, how the presidency is just another pawn. He never filled his cabinet, but he got richer, and his friends got richer. And those of us who like taxes under the Republican Party didn't really complain. You know, his racial overtones, he made it clear. They attacked the Capitol. And it was like, well, so what?
Yeah.
If it was black people,
People that got shot, arrested.
woo.
They even had to let go of some of the people that got arrested.
And let me say, the only reason black people keep going through what they go through is because we don't get violent.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
remember you were saying that on the
Yeah,
last
I'll tell you,
yeah.
you know, if you read my book, Read the Blacks, it explains to you the reason why we always been oppressed is because we never put a shotgun in nobody's mouth, right? And pull the trigger. You know what I mean? Like, violence is very effective. That's how they got the country. So when you're dealing with somebody like Bill Cosby on a billionaire level, it's a form of, like, basically saying to the world, here's your example. We can crumble, or we can control, or we can glorify. We can make you or break you, right? And for Bill, Russell Simmons, I'm gonna even go to the extent of R. Kelly. R. Kelly, don't get it twisted though. But I'm gonna go, you know, we had this conversation before. That sex, drugs, rock and roll, party, get high, get naked, get busy, orgies, private clubs, private retreats. I've been around all of that. So in that lifestyle, this is what comes with it. And if you really looking what's scary from like maybe 2007 to now, attention is your equity. Like we talked about the Kardashians before, right?
Especially in the entertainment field.
Right. So if I'm getting all the attention, I turn it to equity and I get marketing behind me, which I'm going to do. You're going to see me do that because I'm selling out to a degree, right? I'm playing fair now. I'm not going to be the bad guy and the bully no more, right? So now when you put marketing behind your image and you making people fall in love with what you're saying, like Trump did, right? Now they just zombies and they fall in line. So if you dealing with a lifestyle for somebody like Bill Cosby and even Trump, when he was dealing with them young girls doing what they doing, and they killed what's his man they killed in jail? Epstein.
Oh, Epstein, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
you think they killed him or he hanged himself?
Man, listen. Come on, man, listen.
come on.
Yeah, let's not try to act like.
Come on, man. You in federal custody on suicide watch and you get to hang yourself?
Yeah.
Come
Nobody
on,
knows how. He was supposed to be watched.
They said the security was sleeping and all that, but yeah.
We understand that we see very clearly what white privilege is, right? And for those who do not know, The reason why blacks want wealth is to buy the privileges that whites get automatically. We don't want to be seen suspicious no more, right? We want the best education. We want our kids to have the best books. We want our kids to run around neighborhoods that police respond quickly, right? We want to feel safe. We want to be protected. The most racist cracker KKK guy and the most radical black guy wants the same things: peace, love, harmony, the ability to make love in peace, raise their children in peace, decide what they want to craft out in their life and live it out without disruption, without murder, without malice. Unfortunately, no matter what you try to do to clean up, you black, you're under attack, and there's another reason for that. So, Bill is going, like I said, they're probably just going to dismiss these cases, because what people don't want to accept is these is like 30-year-old events.
They actually already dismissed everything. He's free. He's not even registered as a child offender.
There it is.
And now he's suing the whole
there it is.
Government or the judge.
I called that though.
Yeah.
I ain't called a lawsuit part, but
I was watching an interview with the lawyer that was on his previous defense, and he was pretty much saying that this all started because the judge had a beef with the lawyer. So it's technically it's all politics right now. That's the reason why this happened.
politics is war without bloodshed, man.
Yeah, so now he's out. They actually tried to give him a deal where they said if you take these classes that I think they said a shorter term where you get out early or something like that. Bill Cosby said no. He said I'm not taking a deal on something that I know I didn't do.
Right.
I'm gonna stay 10 toes down. He's 80 something years old, blind, and he's most niggas, people younger than him is okay, signing up for the deal.
Right.
And he's like, I'll die in here.
Well, just FYI, the criminal justice system cannot work without deals. So just a fun fact: if all gangs in the prison system told all the prisoners, you cop out, we gonna murder you. You going to trial. If 300-400 so-called criminals went to trial in 1 year, they would have to release more than 150 of them because they don't have enough lawyers. They don't have enough trial time, and you have a right to a speedy trial if you don't have a A1 felony in most states. So if you get caught for a domestic violence dispute, you and your girl made an allegation, whatever, and you say, well, I'm going to trial and I want a speedy trial right now, and we're ready to go to trial right now. By the time they get their paperwork together, that's 6 months. By the time they keep saying, well, come back to court, 9 months later, 7 months later, 8 months later, they do that so they can tally up and deal with all the demands of all the other cases. So if everybody said, we going to trial, get all the paperwork, they'll be stuck. Where they gonna get all these extra prosecutors from? Where they gonna get all these lawyers from? Where they gonna get all these courtrooms from? Where they gonna pick all these juries? You know how much it's gonna cost them?
All that take time. So.
Yeah.
What? No, time is money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Everything that go by time, you have to employ different people in different. One homicide, you got over 112 agencies from one homicide. That's from the 911, that's agency. The police department, that's an agency. The coroner, that's an agency. On morgue, that's the agency. The morgue is in the hospital, that's another agency. Look how many people were employed because Tyrone decided he wanted to kill Day. You know how many people get employed for that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Not to mention the gun maker, the bullet, the ballistic people, the people that do the forensic, the pathologist, the court reporter, the judge, the court officer, the correction officer, the transportation officer, the food distributor that bring the food to the jails, the what?
And that's why when you see this black, you see cops killing the black, they're like, oh, why would they do that?
Man,
Now they're employing their people.
From the jump.
Yeah.
I don't think all cops though go out saying,
No.
hey, I'm gonna go do that.
Who?
I don't think all cops go out. They go.
So
to
we
work
had
and
that
they-
conversation before too, man.
You think so?
Cops. is
All cops, all of them.
I'm not, listen, I know more about cops vendetta, having to be hunted by cops than anybody. Beaten by cops, shot at by cops, all that.
Yeah, there's
New York
cops
is
that act
crazy.
like that,
Right.
especially New York.
I've been
I
through
seen
all
an
that.
interview with the most dirtiest cop.
Right.
I seen that interview.
But I heard,
So-
I heard they used to. My bad. You
Go
go ahead. No, I heard they used to wear like hoodies on purpose.
Nah,
and
they
make it
just-
look like
they just thugs, bro.
Yeah, they make it look like they're the ops.
But you gotta understand where they coming from, right? They just want the same thing the racists, the same thing the white. They just want to make a living, have a pension, take care of their children without malice, right? Without prejudice, without issues. If dudes is really thugged out in the street, they'll be sending swarms of dudes to take the police test because it's not hard. Right?
It really not is.
Because if you look at the average police officer, I can run the whole police force down to you right now. You got 1/3 of all the athletes that was losers and couldn't make it. Right? They played sports, they did that. Didn't work out. Got another 1/3 military,
that is the
right?
percentage, yeah.
The new welfare, that's military. We ain't going to war. We ain't not going to war. Sign all your kids up to the military. Let them get free education, free housing, free money, and travel the world at our taxpayers' expense. It's the other 1/3. Then you got the other 1/3 that's nepotism. My daddy was a police officer. My granddaddy was a police
It runs
officer.
in the
My
family.
great-great-daddy was a police officer. We got all this. We got a pension. So it's not ill intent all the time why an individual gets involved in the police force. It's free money, my man. I got a badge. Oh man, if I could go back, if I could go back instead of the streets, I'd have went and got a badge. Because in New York City in the 80s, you could pull a dude over and he got $1.5 million in the car. Get out the car, leave. You know how much dudes in Boca was doing that?
Yeah, I see.
You know how Boca got built? You ever?
Miami, we
Going-
got just broke up Miami.
Miami's
too.
Colombia. Miami's Colombia. That's
Yeah.
cartel money.
Money, yeah.
Boca, NYPD,
Oh, I see
fire
what you're saying.
department, all that.
Okay.
Man,
Parkland.
mafia,
Yeah.
right? All of them was like, man, take all this money, go down here, buy a house for 100,000. Them houses is worth $2 million now. You know, and it's not about corrupt morals or principles. It's about individuals saying, I don't want to mess up my bag. So if you're my partner and you're my partner, we're part of this police force, little Day and Tyrone, if you in your house at a certain time, like law-abiding citizens, you're never going to run into me. Because the real criminals is going to get protected by the police. They not out breaking street crime.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. So I was watching that.
They look at what's called statutes, and they say, wait a minute, there's not a law for this. All right, let's steal $700 million. And they steal it, and the judge goes, you need to pay back $250. And you're going to do community service, you're going to do 3 years in prison. Bet. Because we're going to manipulate what prison we going to. We're going to kick our feet up. Now let me say this. I am not saying so people going to misconstrue everything I say. Every time I get on your podcast, they go crazy misconstruing what I'm saying. So I'm going to provide some more clarity and speak with a little more diction and intellect so that the dumbest motherfuckers get this, right? Let me be clear. What I'm saying is that when individuals partake in certain lifestyles, they're supposed to know there's going to be certain consequences.
You have to be prepared, really. The old school people used to say you shouldn't be doing anything illegal if you don't got backup money.
Right. Can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Now people don't do the shit, and now when they get caught up, they're stuck.
That's true.
Right. So now, let's not forget who the police was created to protect. let's not forget that if me, you, or any of us make over $1 million, we expect certain privileges. So don't get mad, don't hate why this person's getting treated differently, because my money is long and yours is not. How you get on them bail after doing that? How you get 3 bails? Because my money is long as you're not. And they respect people with money.
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, your life is not valued as much when you want to throw it away. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what's your thoughts on the whole R. Kelly thing right now? Now they're saying that
when I'm in the front row at his welcome home, I think his tour is going to be called I'm Back Bitches. And when I'm on front, grinding and dancing, I'm going to remind everybody, like on my social media, I got some flack about it because we need to, this cancel culture, y'all just miserable.
Yeah.
Like, whoever the ambassador of cancellation, the prime minister of cancellation, the emperor of whoever this lonely, fat, non-attractive, miserable ass, gotta be a man with some woman emotions that always want to cancel whatever they don't like. They don't know how to separate the talent, the work, the intellectual property from the individual.
Facts.
Do I believe R. Kelly is a freak? Yes. Do I care how he freak off? No. As long as all parties agree, and as long as it's legal and it's responsible.
But they're saying it wasn't legal because
he's probably a pedophile.
Yeah,
Am I gonna sit up here and call R. Kelly a pedophile? I never watched him sleep with no young people.
Yeah.
Am I the guy that said look like a duck and walk like a duck and crack like a duck? No. You understand? Because I got slayed in my life. False allegations, the way things look, it's not always how it is. But I know when people are miserable and they never drove Rolls Royces or Bentleys, they like to see the big guy fall down.
who don't really, if you think about it. That's
I
what
don't. I like to see him win.
No, I'm just saying, like, those people, the cancel culture, that's what they look forward to.
Right. So you want to cancel his music or condemn me because I like his music. I have never in my life of 51 plus years, I just have never seen a super duper talented dude who wasn't a complete weirdo.
I always say
Prince.
that. I always say
I just
that.
never seen it.
Look at
I always
Shout out
say
to
that.
my man Kanye.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Talked about Kanye.
Speaking of
I
Kanye.
told y'all.
First, that one.
I
You know
told
what's
y'all.
crazy? It's like
I'm like Zach Kardashian right now. I be
He-
predicting all this.
he stopped messing with Kim Kardashian, and now he got a new album. Jay-Z's back on the album. It's like things are starting to go back smooth, like back to normal.
Yeah, because he's trying to prove his worth to her.
No, sir.
That's what I think. He's
Nope.
like motivated, or she's
Got it all wrong.
spell.
brother.
You don't think so?
Got
He's
it
like,
all
you know
wrong.
what? How the woman that got into his brain, and then now he's like,
Talk
oh,
about the Kardashians is
What you
blasphemy.
oh, okay. All right, let me.
Watch your mouth. man.
Okay, all right, all right.
I'm trying to get up in that family right now.
Yeah.
No, real talk though. You know, once again, I did a whole podcast on this. With the Kardashians, you have to understand that you never hear no.
As far as,
No, in general, life.
oh, you mean
Life.
like?
When do you hear no?
Well, didn't you see the whole Tory Lanez shooting thing? Why do you think that was, the whole who was that? Kendall Jenner? That shit got buried. Nobody's talking about that.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
They
Never
run
hear no.
Hollywood.
That is true.
You never hear no.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't think about that.
So if you choose me, right? This is another thing that people don't like. You know, we hate to admit things that's right in front of our face, and that's why I love Trump, because he was too stupid to not put it in front of everybody's face. He just exposed the government for what it was.
Yeah.
And instead of us moving a certain way based on the blueprint he laid out, we want to cry and complain about what he did. It's not changing nothing. Follow the blueprint. Keep dummies and dummies line and keep smart people in smart line.
Would you vote
Right?
for him again?
I wouldn't vote for him the first time.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker. I know a different Trump. Right? I'm a New Yorker over 50. I know a whole different Trump.
He was at the
Right.
Conor McGregor
The-
fight
the-
with
the-
all the hip hop artists.
Trump I know turns up.
That's what I'm saying. He
The
was
Trump I know was balling out all the time on a different level. The Trump I know, I read all his books, was down $1 billion. That's like being down 100 billion right now. And was like, I'm gonna finesse this. Forget y'all. Went overseas and got all that money, got the loans, paid off his debts, finessed it back, got it back on top. As a businessman, you gotta respect that. As a crack dealer, you gotta respect that. As a hustler, you gotta respect that. As an entrepreneur, as a thinker, as an outlier, as an overachiever, you got a creative, you gotta respect it. I don't respect his rhetoric. And parts of me, I'm the author of We the Blacks, award-winning book, right? Validation that says what I'm saying makes some sense. And I don't believe or give a damn about racism, because I know that's just politics. That's just something thrown in to distract us, right? So the Trump I know turns up. So just imagine you pull up, a girl finds you attractive, right? And after her finding you attractive, they welcome you into their tribe. So anyone that makes any major moves anywhere has a tribe. You name me a celebrity, they got a tribe. Everybody know the position they play. In life, your life should be your business. In business, there's a board of directors. A board of directors is created by people who are experts in the areas of your business that helps your business get to the next level. That's who you put on your board. So anybody that's about the business of life should have a board of directors for their life. Either mentors, parents, homies, what have you. We see the businesses that fail have bad board of directors. We see individuals that get rich, crash, go to jail, or die, have bad board of directors. You in the Kardashian clan?
You know what's so funny about that?
What was their business? Somebody tell me.
entertainment.
No.
What's their business?
It's crazy.
Make you curious about me.
It was in that entertainment though?
What's the product? What's the service? No, it was nothing entertaining about it. It was pretty boring. But the marketing made it entertaining. The spin made it entertaining. Because they know people who tune in at this time of the day, at this time of week, are zombies. They don't think for themselves. They want to live vicariously through me.
That's what they're gonna do next. What I'm gonna do next. I'll be curious, yeah.
I had something.
What's gonna happen next? Check this out. For 3 seasons, you were saying, when is it gonna get interesting?
I wasn't watching the show like that.
When is it gonna get interesting?
I know girls are
Meanwhile, you went 3 years into this already.
I watched a couple episodes when I was young.
Then they pull you in,
It wasn't like something.
right?
That's true.
They pull you in, and you go, you look, you, talking about you.
Nah, I just watched it for course.
They pull you in, and you like, yo, I'm gonna come out to LA, and they like, all right, the car is downstairs, the jet is waiting.
You know what's so crazy
The
about
owners of the jet is saying, you're a Kardashian? Okay, this trip is on me. Did you take a picture with my jet?
crazy marketing?
You need clothes? Oh, Dolce, Prada, Celine, Dior, throwing bags. So as soon as you get off the plane, you're like, yo, I ain't take no pack. Pack? You don't pack. They just throwing shit at you. Now you get in the house, you like, I want to eat. Oh, 24-hour service. The guest house is bigger than most mansions. Now you in.
You know what's so funny about what you said, Zach? When you look, and it's just putting connections to different things. For me, when you look at the whole thing with Meg Thee Stallion and everything like that, and then when you listen to Tory's album that came out, what is he doing in there? You don't remember what he's doing? He's spitting game to, what's her name, Kardashian, saying how she looked heavenly coming out of, what did he say? He's trying to weasel his way in. You don't see that?
I gotta re-listen
Yo,
to
oh, you gotta listen to the songs because there's a few
re-listen
songs.
to it, yeah.
Because after that happened, then all of a sudden he's talking about what's her name, Kardashian. What's her name?
Kendall? Not
Is-
Kendall.
oh my gosh.
Lisa, what's her name?
The one that was at the party. That Kylie Jenner. Yeah. And he was talking about Kylie. You heard it, right?
Kylie's the most
my
successful
God.
one. the biggest earners, Kylie.
Oh my,
Because
because
of the makeup line, I think.
he's dissing Meg Thee Stallion, and then he's complimenting Kylie Jenner.
It's like shooting a shot.
It's crazy how he's saying that,
Travis
yo.
is not his boy.
But
Who cares?
it's funny how he was doing that.
Because I mean, if you find your way out, because technically they could share, right?
No.
And we're not gonna make this whole thing about the Kardashians, but technically they could share, right?
If they wanted to, yeah.
They've been
No, they showed you that.
Yeah, they did do that.
My baby mama had a baby by your brother. How's that work? We don't get told no. China, she's here. Rob is just a loser that's paid. And it's like,
That was
he's a man. I don't know no man. I'm different maybe. Where that body walks by in your house constantly. In your house. Yo, I'm hitting that.
So he wasn't his there?
Rob?
Yeah, he was
Of course he really gave her a baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But what got
Who's
me-
her baby father? His sister's man.
Yeah.
Trifling.
That's true.
This was your wifey. You left her to get with my sister. Now she got a baby for you too. She comes in my house. I'm gonna give her a baby. So our kids is like cousins and brothers and some other crazy weird shit. I ain't got time to think about it.
Yeah, it's,
But the bottom line is, the average person, you're walking into $500, $1 billion clout. You pay for nothing. You never get told no. Everybody's eating out the palm of their hand. And God bless Kris Jenner, because she said my daughter was whoring. I'm going to twist this whole thing around. We're going to use this as a
Mastermind.
platform. God bless her.
Wow.
you
And
know,
I don't see too many men come out of that situation unscathed or sane. I mean, her husband got twisted so bad he want to wear high heels now.
Yeah.
So look at all the
that
men.
is true though. Every man
Look at
they
men. Every
date.
man they date
Lamar Odom.
is just twisted.
But Lamar Odom did say that they don't have a. It's not. There's no such thing as a Kardashian curse. He said the thing with that family is that the camera's always on, so some people just can't keep up with
The
it.
thing with that family is the girls know we run shit. This is a business.
That is
and
true.
it ain't gonna stop.
But the niggas can't take it
Can't take it, bro.
because some guys are like they need some privacy.
Because you really think, right, that my life is mine. And they said, no, we gave that up. We sacrificed our life for this.
Pretty much, you just made a good.
We made a deal
Wow, yeah.
we made a deal with entertainment industry that we are giving up our lives. We are going to raise dysfunctional children. We gave all that up. We don't care. Because we are so high off this, we don't want it to ever stop.
But you do have some of the younger ones that are kind of like anti, like some of them like, feel me, are not like all up in the spotlight all the time. Like you see
One.
you seen the main ones there, but
Just one is
yeah,
not.
one is not. That's what I'm
Just
saying.
one.
Yeah. But if they really wanted to, they can be just like the rest of that one
If
sister.
they really wanted to, I don't know.
Yeah, you really. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if, like Cinderella, that sister is accepted by the other sisters.
That is true.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if the sister says, you're gonna go in this room and do this to this guy, and that sister says, no, I have morals. Y'all dead. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna be alive. Well, you're not in.
That's a possibility.
Because all lifestyles that destroy your morality seek to bring more people into that lifestyle to validate their lifestyle. I can't be wrong. How can I be wrong for having 3 wives if I convince you to do it, you to do it, and everybody else to do it?
I see what you're saying. No, that's true. Yeah,
If I wake up tomorrow and say, we're going to create the Black Mormon movement, you can't stop me from praying. You don't have to agree because you can't stop me from praising my religion.
You're right. You can do it if you want.
Right? God bless. If I decide to pursue my religion, you can't stop it.
No, you can't.
And if it get really thick, I'll move to Utah. Whole Mormon
I
state.
heard that was bull. That's not real. That was just a show. Like
Man,
they had a TV
fuck it.
show about it. They said no.
Don't listen to them, man. Utah, you Mormon, you gonna go. It's like you go to Philly and everybody name is Abdullah, Hakeem,
true.
Akbar,
Got beards, big
whatever.
beards.
It's part of the culture, brother. It's part of the culture. And it
That's
works.
That's true.
And it works. So to bring it all back, when you into a certain lifestyle that's accepted and you have made a deal to give up part of your humanity to survive, right? We all do, right? We go to work 60-hour weeks to work for somebody to give us a check. Pimp me. That's what you said to your employer. I'm here to be pimped, right? So if you can give up your 60 hours a week for an employer for, if you're lucky, $1,000 a week, right? Why not do it for $100 million? If I'm a Kardashian, I decide, you know what? I want $5 million today. I'm gonna just post 20 times today on Instagram.
Let me find a sponsor and just make a quick plug.
And you got the checks coming. Yo, listen. Wire this in my account. I'm about to post you 5 times today.
Facts.
And my sister's gonna post 2. Hey guys, the plane is acting up. Y'all want a new plane? Okay, let's have a family meeting. You post, I post, you post. Y'all ready? They're gonna wire the 20 million over.
Man.
And they all posted, and the zombies is gonna go, oh, that's the new bag.
So
Thank God for Queen Beyonce, who knows how to get into business meeting and be like, it ain't black, it ain't right, get your ass out of here.
so no one can really get mad at the Kardashians. They can't talk about the
And you're
Kardashians.
gonna get mad. And the fat, broke dude that's in the cancel culture, please come cancel me.
We need to start respecting them more.
Yeah, I
Think
see
about
what
it.
you're
Respect
trying
that
to
The Kardashian, they hustle.
Depends on you gonna respect their morality or you gonna respect their money.
No, just well, I guess it depends on the person, really, if you think about
Right.
it.
And then you gonna end up like all the men that leave them.
Yeah. Well, I did want to bring up this topic. Charleston White, you know who that is?
No idea.
Well, Charleston White said most rappers are not leaders in their hood. They become the big dog because people in the hood are behind them.
I agree.
You agree?
Most rappers. Let's look at that contextually. Are we looking at most successful rappers? What is a rapper?
Well,
I got a record coming out in a few weeks.
Mhm.
I'm not joking. I'm dead serious.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm a rapper.
I guess you are a rapper now since you
I
put it
rap.
out into the.
I rap on it.
Yeah, I guess you're a rapper now.
Can't be trash. We know there's no such thing as trash rap no more.
Some music is
You
good
name
now.
me a
Some music is
superstar,
good.
I'm gonna name you 1,000 people that's gonna say that he's trash.
So you think Kodak Black is trash?
I knew you
Think
would
Lil Nas X is fire? He's a rapper.
I'm not gonna lie.
You think Tekashi 6ix9ine get his head right on the mic?
Tekashi is not, to me, it's not a.
Is he a rapper?
He's
Did he successfully make a living from rapping on music?
yeah, he's a rapper.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Okay, so I guess
Want me to
let's
give you a
go
list?
Musician then. Let's go musician
Want me
then.
to give you a list? No such thing as a musician if the electronics is doing it. Musicians means that you have mastered these 12 notes and you know how to formulate them in all genres of music.
So it's possible though. It's just
What's possible?
You can be a musician.
Oh, I'm not saying something is impossible. I'm not gonna limit anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going by the statement was these rappers are not all right. I'm gonna pick on somebody because I'm confused about this guy. This one guy, right? If I could lynch somebody off a light pole in the Bronx, New York, it would be Tekashi 6ix9ine,
Oh man.
right? If I could, right? If it was The Purge, it'd be some funny haired dude swinging from a lamppost, right? This guy, I want to sit down with and just understand, like, I'm confused. These two guys,
You can
Kodak Black
All right.
and Lil Yachty.
Look, why Lil Yachty?
What the fuck is y'all talking about?
Yo.
Like, at the end of the day, what are you really talking about, bro?
Are you talking about the message?
Now,
Yeah.
let's be clear. Content and the person. I'm not talking about the person. I don't know these dudes.
I got you.
I know that they was hungry.
And they got it.
They found a way to rap, right? Don't want no drama. Was in their community. I don't care about the urban tales. Niggas was hungry. And they was like, man, let me make it.
Nah, don't do Kodak.
And people was like,
don't do Kodak.
and skyrocket. And he said to himself, like Trump, oh shit, it's working?
No,
He's sticking with that.
Don't do that to Kodak. He
Like,
have
Kodak has
evolved.
substance. I like Kodak.
Yes, Kodak has evolved.
Once again, I'm not talking about the person. I don't know the
No, I'm
person.
talking about the content.
I'm
We're
talking about the content.
Yeah.
For me, who top 5, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Kaz from Cold Crush, Kumo D, and G-Rap.
Okay, but that's
Right?
the people you're talking about.
It's a whole nother planet compared to what's going on.
That's a different type of content.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you can look at me from my reference point. My reference point
True.
of what hip hop and rappers is not the same.
That's true. I was listening to AZ on the way over here.
Exactly.
AZ Sugar Hill.
You're gonna
That
have
was, I know.
Ransom.
So you don't put Kendrick
You know
Lamar
what Ransom
there?
is? You know what Ransom is? No. You see? You
Unless you talk about the
know who Mav Hoffa is?
Oh, the
Oh
artist
yeah,
Ransom?
The artist Ransom.
I heard of him.
I know
never-
Mav Hoffa, yeah.
You know who Mav Hoffa is?
I don't know that.
Oh, I
See
know
what I'm
Mav
saying?
Hoffa.
I heard of Ransom,
Disrespectful that you don't know who Mav
I know
Hoffa
that.
is.
I know
Shout out
right?
to Matt Hoffa.
Shout out to my nephew.
Oh, you
I
know?
am not Mav Hoffa.
Oh,
Shout out.
Cause he looked like, I was gonna say, man, why y'all look alike, man? Let me
Shout
not
out
get
to
into
the
that.
nephew.
So you don't put Kendrick Lamar in that title?
Come on, you gonna put Kendrick and Kodak in the same?
No, I'm just saying with J. Cole and
Nah.
people you just named.
J. Cole, of course. Kendrick and J. Cole. I said top 5. I didn't say my top.
Oh, okay. Because
25.
Kendrick Lamar to me, he's in a different world from what you said.
Whole
Kodak.
different world.
But he's up there with J. Cole and that level.
Have to be. But you gonna put Kodak in that?
No, like
Kodak
lyrically-wise,
making some bread.
nah, but
Kodak
he's still-
technically is rich.
He still got good content though.
All I'm saying is my reference point of lyricism, of hip hop,
I see what you're saying.
of representing the culture, elevating the culture, being able to articulate the issues of the urban underclass in your music and in your life. Kodak can't do that. That's not Kodak's lane. Kodak's
there you
lane
go, there
is
you
what
go.
this dude is talking about.
There you go.
Right?
I'm not
What-
gonna limit him. He's in a
That's not his lane.
Yeah, that's not his lane.
And I'm gonna limit him. Because
anything's
what you are comes out.
Mm.
Right? But he found a lane that works. How dare you interrupt that?
Yeah, you're right.
Because if he come tomorrow and be like, oh gee, I want to hire you tomorrow, I'm gonna put you on my payroll. Let's go. This is what I need in advance. Cause you started any funny shit, I'm out. So this is my parachute.
funny.
Yeah. I don't mean no gay shit.
No,
I mean
I know,
just
I know.
funny shit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like I don't understand how rich dudes want to go back to jail. That I don't. I'm from a different era.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
My era, you use the street to get out of the street to never have to go to jail, get handcuffed or nothing unless it's in bed with a chick. That's
So
it.
you think Lil Durk should leave Chicago?
I don't even know what Lil Durk does. I know him and Lil Baby had an album. I listened to it. Nah,
He just got him and his girl just like they shot up at his own place.
come on,
It
man.
was in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but still,
Yeah.
people are saying that he don't want to leave
I
Chicago.
don't care how much you love the hood is not gonna love you.
Yeah, that's
So you think he should leave then?
these two.
Me?
Yeah. If that was you and you in his position.
Listen, in my lifestyle, when we was getting $100,000 or more every single day, non-stop, for about 2 years straight, the objective was, I hate it here.
Mm.
If I liked it here, I'd have just got a job and an apartment and just lived here. No, I wanted more.
Yeah.
I could see more in front of me while they out here hustling. I'm gonna get more so I can get the hell up out of here. I ain't had my kids and all. I lived in another state over. My lifestyle was different. I lived one way in the streets of New York and lived a whole different way in New Jersey. Because for my era, that's what you're taught. This era, they leave the hood to get rich, to want to go back to the hood, and it never works out.
Or they're never from the hood, but they're rapping about the hood. So
They want to
go
qualify,
north.
validate themselves, or what have you. It's backwards. I'm most disappointed in like Lil Wayne's situation, the recent situation. You know, one thing I liked about who's my man that made Roses? Rose. I know women.
St.
John.
St. John, yeah.
What I love about St.
I
John
like his music too.
and the baby.
Mm.
The baby, they both in their lyrics said, I could just go out and buy me a nigga. That's
He did
real.
say that, he did say that.
And that's true. The average dude could be bought for $20,000.
Mm.
Prisons is filled with dudes that ain't there about no money. They there about ego, emotions, mommy and daddy issues. Ain't about no money. So you drop 20,000, some bozo the other day, straight clown, sucker ass lame, wins the lottery for 50,000. Bought a $30,000 chain.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You know what's funny? I know somebody personally won the lottery for about 50K. You know what he did with his money? Bought a used Infinity, and then the rest was drawn the drain.
Bought a $30,000 chain, goes into the supermarket, can't even hold it down.
Yeah,
Dude was like,
He got robbed.
give me that. Yeah, they was dragging his fat ass. Dragging him.
Like a lick.
This is where you at? So if I put 50 stacks up, I can own
He
you.
don't know what to do with it. He don't know what to do with it.
I
That's
can
what-
own you. So that's why you make sure you gonna put this up. In case the funny thing, I still walk away with this till you send one of your little people to come get me or whatever. And just imagine, taking it back to Kardashians, that's 100 millions. If I could buy you for 50,000, you over here with hundreds of millions? Come on, man. You ain't saying no. All them dudes, they probably like, yo, I'm gonna strap on tonight, grease up, get over. Nobody's gonna know.
Oh man.
I wanna own you.
Oh my
And
God.
it's all right.
Hey, listen, hey.
And I never.
That boy said grease you up.
I don't know. In my head, I just, intellectually, all ignorance to the side. Intellectually, I just don't see the psychology of the average earthling being able to be around billions of dollars and never be told no. Food, clothing, shelter is always at the highest degree. So much so that people are throwing this stuff at you. Lamborghinis ask you, could I send you 3 vehicles?
Mm.
What's your favorite color? Bugatti. It's like, what's your favorite color? How you want the interior? Because we need you to drive this. And they like, yo, how we gonna drive 9 cars? We don't even drive, we got drivers. And you the man that they sleeping with. It's like, when dudes get it twisted, right? Is they forget that women love sex more than men, right? They forget that when they hoeing, they really the hoe. They forget that. When you bouncing from girl to girl to girl to girl, you tired, you popping pills, you drinking mad Irish Moss. Irish Moss, Nutriment. I'm talking about myself. Irish Moss, Nutriment, all this type of nonsense because you trying to keep up with all that. You the hoe. So when a Kardashian says, let me check that package, I like it, this is what I'm gonna do with them. Because a woman know what she wants to do from hello. It's up to the man to decide if it's gonna happen. Right? So I don't see all them, yo, my man Kanye was getting lipo and all this. Man, my boy
I didn't know he
bugging.
got love.
Oh no, I didn't even know that.
He said that.
Oh, wow.
But now he's building underground cities in Montana. God bless you. Everybody do your research. Google who is the biggest landowners in America. You're gonna see some names that own 2,200,000 acres that span through 3 and 4 states. That means if things hit the fan and the purge come, you gotta pay a toll to get through my land because I own these next 3 states.
Damn.
So Kanye said, all right, this is how y'all billionaires do. I'm gonna go out to Montana, I'm gonna buy me a few hundred acres, and I'm gonna build me a little compound or cult or whatever. So when you get to that level of wealth, man, who's gonna tell you no?
Okay. Charleston White also said that Jay-Z, Diddy, Dr. Dre haven't done anything for black people.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Because
So
I guess he was saying was we don't need reparations. If we really wanted to, all three of them can come together and we can fix our culture or people like that.
I agree to a degree. I was talking to someone yesterday about if the question that was posed to me was if I got back in the criminal lifestyle, right? What would be my crime of choice? What would be my hustle? Was the exact word, right? So I said it would have to be extortion.
Why extortion?
Because it's easier to pay me than for your entire life to be miserable every day because of me. Because I can employ more hungry, miserable people than you can have happy people around you. So if I made a list, right, and said all these rappers have to pay restitution so we could create community centers in all the hoods that they from, right? Jay is gonna have the whole Marcy. He's responsible for financing, funding, all that of that project, right? All the community centers, all the basketballs, football, soccers, all that, right? So say we need $2 million from Jay every year. So now you pick everybody. Kanye's from Chicago, and Dr. Dre is from Compton. And you pick everybody. Where you from? How much you earn? You over $10 million? Good. This is how much you're gonna pay back. This is your restitution, right? They say no, and then you wake up and I got 200 Bloods and 300 Crips on your front lawn every other day. We ain't doing nothing.
You on his Suge Knight shit.
No, Suge messed up because he executed violence when it wasn't necessary. So when you're afraid, people eliminate the threat.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you gotta cop out like a bozo. You sit in jail with 100 million doing 28 years. Clown. So for individuals, we just barbecuing. Load up the bus, get the grills out. Where we at? Oh, we going to Jay-Z lawn. Barbecue. They don't even have enough police to get rid of us. We going back the next day. Yo, who's this? Oh, I can stop all of this. This is what it costs. Do 4 posts, make $2 million, and take care of Marcy. Got you, son. No problem. It's just good business. And it'll be Kevin Hart, Philly,
Will Smith and Kevin Hart, Philly.
Right. Different dudes just take care of where they're from and write it off. What these individuals do with Mr. White is wrong is inspiration is greater than dollars. Do you realize, part of my conversation yesterday was this. Do you realize that we have systematically become immune to ex-crack dealers becoming billionaires? Right. So let's say just over $100 million as a culture in the United States of America, because the major billionaires know that $1 billion don't mean nothing. Right? They keep throwing these numbers. They keep giving it to dude. Oh, Dre is a billionaire. Oh, Kanye's a billionaire. Oh, Jay-Z just hit $1 billion, Beyonce too. Let's just give them billions.
LeBron just hit $1 billion too.
LeBron, let's give him $1 billion. All bullshit. This is projected earnings.
Yeah, net worth.
This is current net worth, what we perceive you're going to make if you keep going and where you're going. This is not liquid.
Yeah.
It's not tangible. Going to the bank and saying, I need to see my $1 billion. It's nothing like that.
But your net worth is.
It's not even the zeros. It doesn't matter, right? Because it's equity in your name now once you give me that.
Yeah.
There's more people saying, could you drive this? Could you wear this?
Exactly.
Could you do this? Right? And that's priceless, right?
Yeah,
if I'm flying all over private, like forever, just so I can endorse your plane, you invite me to your house, you own the whole company of the jets.
What you just explained though,
right?
Not a lot of people in our culture understand that though.
But listen, I could name more than 5 people that's worth over $100 million legitimate dollars that were crack dealers. And we're okay with it now. Master P, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. We okay with it? right?
Yeah, that's how it is now.
So then why aren't we exploiting that, and why aren't we giving props to these guys saying, you inspired us. You inspiring a whole generation. That's priceless. So what you did for black people, I showed y'all how to do this, son.
Yeah, he said it.
Step by step by step, I showed y'all. I even gave you the blueprint. What I did, it ain't for everybody to grasp this, because everybody don't want it. Everybody ain't gonna be out hustling. We used to hustle 3-4 days outside, sleeping outside. Dudes, I'm going to movies, I'm going to smash this girl, I'm gonna get this money. I made $20 a day. I've been out here for 20 hours. 6 months later, I made $20,000 a day. I ain't never out here no more. So everybody's not gonna take the blueprint and run with it. So for him to say he ain't did nothing, he's a beggar. You gotta, like, kings don't really answer the paupers. You know that, right?
He did say that
Kings,
he understands
kings
they
give
don't
the
have to
peasants.
do it,
Yeah, kings give the peasants stale bread to get thrown back at the castle. I just went to Will Smith's house 2 days ago, bro. From the gate to his front door is miles.
Will Smith?
Yeah. I ain't get past the gate. I ain't here fronting like I was chilling with Will and Jada. I want to be their neighbor. But I'll right there, check my Instagram, you see I'm in front of the gate. Like, yo, I just want to be like y'all. So throw all of the bread you want, the SWAT team is gonna show up. Fucking tank is gonna pull up in my neighborhood that I pay all these taxes because I bought the tank. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna have tear gas, all that, because you on my lawn. They ain't do nothing, man. They inspired. Inspiration. Better that they inspired. How many rappers in the 12-mile radius?
Man.
A lot.
Yeah.
It used to be you had to be excessively skillful to call yourself a rapper. It used to be you had to prove yourself. You had to battle people. Nah, man.
8 Mile.
Yo, just write it. You write it. My voice is better. I'm gonna say it. And let's be Drake and get this money.
Drake writes stuff too now.
I don't even care. He's so successful. I'm just so proud of him.
Yeah.
He's executing all the light skin in the world. Proud of him. Just send me a couple cases of that nice champagne.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I did have some more questions, but it's time is going, so it's the last question.
Let's get to something juicy that really has an impact in changing society and making people tune into this podcast.
So
Give me something hard.
Well, if that's the case, then I did want to break down this too. If you want to see, I don't know if this is gonna help our culture or not, our society, but what's your thoughts on Juneteenth?
Juneteenth. Let's give black people something else to celebrate that means nothing.
Because black people was already celebrating before it even became a holiday.
Right. So instead of discussing reparations, de-investing and defunding the police department that has strategically targeted us and murdered us, let's give you a holiday. Right? We're dealing with one person in office that has on tape demonstrated that his white privilege has made him a total racist. Always been a total racist. His policies has put us in prison forever. We're dealing with a vice president who is directly employed to put us away in prison.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Head prosecutor. Right? So you're dealing with people who already have a level of callousness about us as a people, who has already devalued and bought into the idea that our lives are lost, we're throwaways, that we should be giving up on. Right? They signed a declaration saying Juneteenth is a national holiday. This is why we support black people. No.
So you're
No.
saying that's the way
In 2021, the only way to really support black people is to create a form of reparation, to rebuild our community, to create employment for our infrastructure.
How should we get the reparations though? Some people believe it's money, some people
Education.
believe it's education, best school.
It could only be education.
Okay, so you don't think it's money?
You see what happened in them stimulus checks? You see what Gucci did to us, and you see how many people online in Gucci. Every time I go, see in my era, everybody been getting cut, snuffed. Everybody on the Gucci line would have been getting stomped out. But this is a different era. This, 30 something years later, in this era, you see what Gucci did, and y'all still in line for Gucci because you feel what you buy makes you more valuable. Education shows you what you know makes you more valuable. So if I just give you money, you're going to try to buy value.
Instead of,
right?
Yeah.
When I give you education, you earn and keep value.
You become the value.
You become the value. Right? So how many people is going to say, okay, I'm going to step, okay, if you can demonstrate that you have the ancestry of slaves, we're going to award you $300,000. I'm just throwing numbers out. And the reason why I have these numbers is based on the Homestead Act. You can look in Google for what the Homestead Act is, where they was basically just saying, 10 acres for you, 10 acres for you, 10 acres for you, and just giving white people 10 acres, where they was giving some so-called Native Americans, which was really Africans who were already here, saying, bring me a scalp, I'll give you $100, which is the equivalent of maybe $10,000 today.
They still get paid by the government.
Yeah, but it's those reparations to Native Americans is basically them saying, we don't come on your land, right?
Yeah, the casino.
You used to own 8 billion acres. We giving you 8,000 and we don't get to come on the land.
Yeah.
And you get to build a casino with these sanctions. Same thing they doing with us in the marijuana industry. You could come in, but this way.
Yeah,
You still gotta come through me.
They still got rules.
Right? Right. So for reparations, when we look at the reason why I use a number like $300,000 is because when they were giving away those acres close to 100 years ago, the value of that now is astronomical. The generational wealth that came from that is astronomical. The way that they get to manipulate and manufacture alcohol, right? Let's just deal with them. Y'all deal with the government for reparations. I'll deal with the alcohol companies for reparations. Because that's gangster shit. They was all prohibition, all of them was gangsters, all of them was killing, all of them was, they make black on black crime look like a fist fight. To how they was murdering Italians and murdering Italian, Jews murdering Italian, Polish murdering Italian, Irish and Polish Jews murdering each other, right? Just to get the companies that you see today, Seagrams and all these big companies.
You'd be surprised, a lot of these big companies out here now, it's all blood money.
It's all blood money, right? So now blood, I'm saying, okay, you made all this alcohol, pushed it in all our communities, got all your wealth because of it, reparation time. You know they gonna send out. They might knock me off the day after you put this out, right? No, they gonna get a fight though. They gonna get a fight. I ain't coming out with my hands up. It's different. So, when we look at those reparations, it can't just be for the government. It gotta be the corporations first, because they're easy to target. Those are soft targets. Then the government.
I don't think it's gonna work that way because look, like you said with Gucci,
It's
people
dummies.
still supporting it. People still supporting it.
I went in the
We
Baltimore.
can't even come together when it comes to that. So how do you expect people to come together for?
We could come together though. George Floyd showed you that.
That is true.
Let's not say that.
That is true.
George Floyd told you we could come together. It's just that the architects of the culture, all these rappers, right? They tell us what to do.
Mayweather too.
That's true.
Maybe, partially. He has some influence. Once he put the corniness to the side. Yeah. But I went to the Boca Mall. I'm going to shopping for a couple of items. And I'm seeing everybody walking out with Gucci bags.
It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, this is strange because Gucci don't do sale. Right? So I'm like,
What's going on here?
This ain't the outlet. What's going on? Like, because I'm not in the world of listening to the Pied Piper on social media on what I need to be doing with my life. So I'm lost. I'm walking through the mall like, there's too many black people with Gucci. What's going on there?
This ain't Black Friday.
The numbers just don't add up, right?
That's true.
So I got my brother in my ear, and I'm like, yo, Gucci got to sell? Like, what's going on? He like, nigga, stimulus packages. I'm like, oh, part of me died, man.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, it's no hope for y'all.
It's crazy, yeah.
You got 3 stimulus checks from little Day Day, me and Kiki, and you went to Gucci with
Some
that
people are
shit.
scamming it too.
And then
Some people are getting it illegally too.
Whatever it is.
Taxes hit late.
I don't even mind the scammers. They're just doing what the government been doing to us our whole life. I don't mind that. Like the PPP loans. That ain't nothing new.
Yeah, but
PPP loan been around
if you're
forever
gonna do
for
something,
white
if you're
people.
gonna do something like that illegally, you should be smart about it because all that's trackable.
You gotta remember that when you do a lot of stuff illegal, you ain't smart from the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Because the smart people, like I said, they stealing money. There's no laws that been made yet. It's after they stole it all,
That's when
the law makes it and says, give some of that back.
blue collar crime. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
White collar.
No, I call it that.
That's what it's called. Blue collars in the street. White collars, clean suit.
True.
So, you know, we have to evaluate as a whole, what is our culture? Is our culture a diaspora of Caribbean, Latin, African? Because they got Latins thinking they're not black.
Yeah.
That was the greatest. That was the greatest pull-off magic trick abracadabra I ever seen. You got these Hindus in these stores, real disrespectful. They skin darker than mine.
Yeah.
And they thinking they're not black, right? So they start these little subgroups, start making people think that they're not black. So now, what is black? What is the culture? And the keepers of the culture for the young people, unfortunately, is the rappers. Because let's not forget something. Hip-hop and rap, you heard me say it before, I'll say it 1,000,000 times. Only music that rewards the performer for lyrics that aid in destroying people who looks like the performer.
So
It's the only genre of music
I
that does
remember
that.
you saying that, and I heard
Right.
somebody say like that's what Charleston White be saying. He's saying that hip hop, the lyrics, is destroying our people, our culture.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I used to think that.
I'm
I guess-
about to go bump some hip hop when I
Yeah,
leave
you
here.
see,
Right?
I used to be like, nah,
And I could write
I don't think so. But as I
Thesis,
got older,
of course,
as I got older and have kids and stuff like that, I'm like, damn,
of course,
these lyrics is really
of
hurting
course.
our culture.
Think about you. Okay, like even with the woman and the lyrics, even from back then, with no diss to Destiny's Child, because I know they never know they might get back to them, but
Be
they're
careful
like, oh,
what you say.
yeah, I know that's why.
Listen,
Let me not say that.
put this on record right now. Be careful what you say about Queen Beyonce while I'm in the same room with you.
I have to pick another one.
Nah, you can go ahead and pick it. If it's
What did
As
TLC
long as you don't want your eyes black,
I don't
when
want
you
no
leave this
scrubs.
room.
No.
That's what you say about Queen Beyonce. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want no scrubs.
Yeah, they don't want those scrubs.
That's Kevin Samuel's favorite.
Yeah, that. But it's like it's crazy how that like how music it could be like the gangster side and then you have the female side, like with how they don't want this guy because he's here, he's there.
One
he's
is insulting, one is murder. It's different.
It's different. Yeah, that's different.
Especially from a majority of individuals that do not know the dynamics of murder, warfare, guerrilla warfare, street beef. They don't know nothing about it. And they promoting it and getting paid a lot of money from it. Because we are so programmed. After NWA and everybody else, we programmed. Because the individuals talking about uplifting the culture is not going to get the same clout.
No, they're not.
The gospel rappers are not going to get the same clout.
That's true.
People rather listen to the
The ignorance, because it's dumbed down and it's easy. I don't got to do a whole lot of thinking.
like
I
Clark
don't
said,
mess with Kendrick,
off
man.
sticks,
What is,
off stack.
Kendrick, y'all made Cardi B a rapper.
Oh man.
You know what?
Now
like
she's the
Cardi B,
greatest
yeah.
hustler
Yeah,
from my
like-
town.
Yeah, I
Greatest
respect
hustler.
her.
Respect the hustle.
Yeah, I respect it.
Thousands.
She works hard.
But when I start hearing questions on Drink Champs like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, disrespectful, violation.
Oh yeah, I see that. They go straight.
Nicki is an artist. Nicki is a lyricist. Nicki get her head right.
I think
And
Cardi
I'm
B
not
got
gonna-
better though. She evolved.
I don't care what
But
you got better. It ain't in you.
Catalog wise, I think Nicki got her though.
Yeah, it ain't in you though. It ain't in you. So lyrically and what rapping is supposed to be about, you know, we have to be mindful who's dictating the culture.
Lil Kim and Nicki would be a good one, like a versus battle.
Nah,
Nah, you wouldn't like it? Two different age groups.
the eras is off.
Era, yeah.
It's like Drake, Young Money is hard to put anybody against anybody on Young Money.
They said Lil Wayne and Drake had one already, but between them,
Yeah, stupid. Dude calls him daddy. Stupid. Wayne just
too much money.
too much catalog. He can't remember all that. I don't even think that's what you hear the whole time because he can't.
Now that's how you hear. Where the beginning stages, he was snapping.
Yeah.
He still snapped. What? He still get his head right. But to remember, if you say perform all your songs, he's done. He went, what? His brain, he might catch a stroke. His brain might overload, bro. Nah.
What's your thoughts on High Value Man?
Oh, he went there. I was gonna ask.
Talking to one.
Huh?
You talking to one.
Yeah, but what's your category for High Value Man? Because what did Kevin Samuels said? You have to make a certain amount of money. Like he was listing a couple
Nah,
things.
I don't believe that.
You don't think so?
It's contextual to no. Okay, let's say Kevin Samuels could put a label on whatever he want to put a label on, right? It's a matter of who subscribes to it, right? So one thing I like to always mention, because size matters, right, for women, right? So the guys who are more well hung, we have a whole different type of conversation when we talk to women. We have a whole different level of confidence. We have a whole different level of things we get away with, right? Because for many females, they want satisfaction. They want success so that they can have satisfaction. They want money to attract satisfaction, right? They want to get done up, implant, pull out, push up, whatever, nip, tuck, for satisfaction. That's what everybody's chasing. So if a dude can lay it down, this dude is not, you ever see the dude with 6 kids, with 6 baby moms? He's a straight low life, but they love him, all of them.
It depends what field he's in. Because look at
He's unemployed, bro.
oh, okay, that's
Yeah, you're
different.
talking
Yeah,
about
because
that.
look at shit, you got a whole bunch of baby mamas.
Right. But that's different.
Yeah.
He's
But
different.
He had those baby mamas
Right.
before he blew up, though.
No, he made some more after.
Oh, after.
Ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
my point is satisfaction. Everybody's trying to buy satisfaction. So Kevin Samuels, who I believe is a fruit pop, got a little funny feminine tendencies, right? So he just got some little fruit pop ways.
You
And
think so?
I don't have an issue with it. That's his business. How anybody have sex is their business as long as it's responsible on their terms, I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not an advocate of pedophilia or rape. Anything outside of that, go with your debauchery. I'm good with it, right? But a fruit pop can't be talking about for alpha males. Because the value that your money brings, I'm going to bring a whole different satisfaction, right? So a conversation I had about the Ivy League man. Ivy League man, all the degrees, all the accolades, right? He has wealth. He gets in the bedroom, he's a stumbling, bumbling idiot.
But bitches don't care about
Right?
that.
They all do.
They care about that.
At some point, what they will say is what's more important. Security for the rest of my life, because from hello, they have a plan.
Okay. But what do they usually pick though?
Right? No, I'm not going for that because I disagree with that because it wouldn't be so many ruined relationships. You understand? If it was all about this is what I want, he provided, I'm good. No. God gave women lips, eyelashes, eyebrows, beauty. They changed their lips color, their eyelashes, their eyebrows, their eye color. If it's not good enough for what God gave you, how's it gonna be good enough for what I give you?
That's true, cause
You gonna compare me to God? You can't do that. You understand? I'm God in my own right on this earthly plane, but for the higher level, there's no comparison. God gave you all that, and you change it every day. You don't like your hair, you don't like your face, you don't like none of that. How you gonna like me? So just because I give you satisfaction, it's just like this watch.
There is a post.
16 grand for the watch, but sometimes I forget where I put it. You forget about value, bro.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Satisfaction though,
Yeah,
it's priceless.
because that's why
Priceless.
a lot of the women, they say 80% of women initiate the divorce.
Yeah.
So, because I see.
You're not getting the satisfaction. I'm choosing you as my mate because together we're going to elevate on all levels. You make me better. So if I bring me personally, there's not a woman alive that I'm not gonna make better just being with me.
You have to. That's what, to me. That's how
You have to be capable to say you have to.
You're right, but that's what makes you a man, though.
To you, because you was raised by your father. See?
So
Look how many people wasn't raised by their father.
So you don't think that by making a woman better, it'll make you a man? Like,
It's mandatory for me. It's more than that, right? I gotta make her feel protected, which means at any time I'm willing to lay my life on the line. You're not gonna walk across the street. What frustrates? I'm single now, right? What frustrates women that I meet is every time we walk from one side of the street, I keep putting her on the inside.
That's yo.
Right? So they like.
I always do that.
They keep doing this
Always.
they like, what are you doing? Because they don't know.
Facts.
Because you've been with lames all this time.
Facts.
And when they do that in my mind, I'm just going to keep blazing you and you over. I'm never going to take you serious because you don't know this. Right? With a high value woman, not by what she makes, by what she earned. Right? Up here. Right? Her refinement, her level of righteousness is one where she's moving and she's like, yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
So we keep
Right?
talking about how
I tell you, here's high value. When we go into the restaurant, Kevin Samuels says no woman ever pays for anything. In my life, that's called tricking. You got it or you don't got it, it's still tricking. In my life, no woman is touching no doorknobs. I open the door for you.
Facts.
Car door, restaurant door, bathroom door, I do that.
Yeah.
Because whatever's behind that door, I got to see first. Because my job is to protect, provide, and then nurture. She's the nurturer.
Yeah.
I'm the protector and provider. However, for the African American community, when you go back in the 80s, with the financial markets, they started hiring more women because they're non-threatening. And they understood black men is obsolete and dangerous. So let's put him to rest. Let's hire the woman that's more manageable. Now, the tables turn where they high earners. We're about 50-50 right now. But they're high earners saying, I want satisfaction.
Well, now you got people saying a lot of corporations, they're always angry, they're always loud.
Angry black woman is a factual thing. I'm a New Yorker. You walk down the street, say, good morning, love, how you doing? What the fuck is good about the morning? That's a thing. Right? But let's not forget the oppression that they have to go through. Let's not forget about the nonsense they have to go through being black women. This is God's greatest creation you talking about, being treated less than everywhere they go. You know what type of trauma that causes every day? You are God's greatest creation, being treated less than everywhere you go. That's trauma, bro. So if she frustrated about it, she got a right to be frustrated. It's a thing. It is true. Right? But I want to, be validated by white people or rich people. What they say goes. So even if she becomes angry because she want more money, because you paying Karen more money for doing less than she's doing, how can we dismiss this? Fake news. Or we give titles. Angry black woman. And what black men do, like Kevin Samuels, like A Verb, like this dude done spawned the whole industry of tearing down black women.
You sound like The comedian.
I sound like me.
No,
The
another
The comedian sound like
The
me.
comedian guy was talking about this.
Yeah, he sound like me. I don't sound like him.
Alright, well, he was saying that I don't do what Kevin Samuels does. I like him a little bit, but I'm in the business of building women, not tearing them down. He
Right.
said Kevin Samuels tear down women.
Right.
I mean, I see what he's doing as far as with like what he said about the average guy and how the ladies will be like, they'll put the guy down.
T.K. Kirkland, that's his name.
Yeah, T.K. Kirkland. I know
Yeah.
you're talking about. Like how the females will be like, oh, I see what you're saying, because they would be like, oh yeah, you're 4 at best, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And then those women will be like, oh, I can get any man out there, whatever I want.
No.
And then they're looking at the average guy as like nothing.
When we started this off, one of the things that he said was, we got great Zach Tate here, the original Kevin Samuels, right? Because not that I tear him down, it's just I popped the delusion bubble, right? So, I had this conversation with somebody that I'm taking serious, said to me, I think you're the only man that feels that women have to do something for you. And I'm saying, no, a woman just got to show me what she can do for me to place value on her different than everybody else. Because I don't see what you bringing different. You bringing a mouth, you bringing what's between your legs, you bringing some conversation, you bringing some stress, you bringing some headaches, you bringing a facade for 90 days until I will, right? So I'm just telling it like it is. It's different though when you have a vendetta, right?
That comes too.
So Kevin is gonna say, yeah, well I balance it out, but it's never publicized the way when I go at him,
You
right?
go at the guys.
Right, because it's the way he does it. It looked like a feminine cat fight, like that's what it looked like, right? Where another man, like A Verb, he calls them monsters, he calls them all this other stuff.
I haven't heard of it,
right?
so I gotta check him
He's
out.
a battle rapper that his platform,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
right, is blowing up because he's doing the same thing, tearing them down,
I see them.
right? Because once you get women angry at you, they lock in. Haters will stay around way longer than appreciators. So it's entertaining.
If you think about it,
Right?
women's are the reason why he even blew up in the first place.
So then there's so many feminine males, like we talked about before, the Zeta males, that they like, oh, I want to watch this. I want to see how this go down.
No, there's men that think they believe him though. They just like
Right.
what you said, yeah.
Because they ain't built from fathers. They don't have fathers saying, this is God's greatest creation. What are you doing? Because if it's gonna be in a bitch in a relationship, it better not be us. Right?
We
But here you are acting like a bitch, crying and moaning and weeping and doing all this stuff that's designated to her. You don't even know that this is a feminine trait because the sexuality has been blurred, the lines has been blurred. Oh, this is unisex cologne. I asked the lady the other day, what the fuck is that?
Unisex shirt.
I lost all my professionalism, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the fuck is that? I'm a man, I'm masculine.
Yeah.
Give me some oak, give me some heart, give me some. No,
That's
I don't do none of that.
Yeah, that sweet smelling.
Do you have this watch? Oh, this is a unisex watch. Fuck is y'all talking about, man? No. Take the time to manufacture for this and that and let them decide where they want to fit in. Everybody got a right to express themselves how they want to express. That's what makes America America. Any place else, they're going to pop your head off. You walk outside talking about, I declare myself, this, that, and other. They're going to put a tire around you with some gas and burn your ass to death. No, you're not. This is a culture. This is how we move. This is how we preserve this way of life. We trying to be colonialized by these imperialists that want you to run around here and be a fruit pop when we need a gun in your hand so we can keep feeding our families. Right? You're not going to do that anywhere. So in America, God bless America. You can identify yourself as anything. I'm a lesbian. So, you can play these type of games all day long and get followers because it's easier. So here we go now. We're in a culture of canceling women. Then what's left? I'm going to tell you what's next. Nas X video with dudes twerking in jail.
Man.
I heard of it, but I didn't watch it.
We
But
talking about it. It's an uproar. He didn't say to himself, if I do this, my life is in danger.
No, he did it on purpose so everybody could talk about it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted attention to
And
it.
then does a performance as Satan, a representation of Satan, and I'm gonna kiss a man on stage and let you know I'd rather worship the devil, evil, and attack and blur the lines.
Even with the shoes, Satan, like Air
Yeah.
Force.
And it goes on and on. Like, how much things we gotta keep seeing before we see it? And OGs like me, it's just gonna get pushed to the wayside. And you're gonna have
It's gonna get crazy out there.
dudes fighting women over the colors in the nail salon soon.
It's crazy. Hey, he said it. He said it. Remember, he said it. Remember, Tate said it. Crazy. Remember, he said it first.
Not really crazy, because what's gonna happen, it's gonna be an uprising. So every time I come on this podcast, I tell you what's going to happen. And it happens. And I'm telling you, there's going to be an uprising of masculine men who are suited, in suits, in ties, nationally, that's going to meet, because we're going to have a summit to redefine masculinity in America. We're going to be forced to, without becoming threatening. So once we go back to the 30s, 40s, 50s wardrobe.
I was about to say, you gotta realize who's in power now, though.
There's no such thing, bro.
Yes, there is.
Trump showed you no one is in power.
Well, what I mean by that is
people in power, we can't see them. I could give you their names.
Okay, but look, every person could donate to somebody, be like, hey, you need to look out for me. You need to do this and that.
Mm-hmm. So who
well,
got the
those
power?
people that are doing that, most of them are those unisex people you're talking about. That.
So be it.
So they're the ones saying, hey, we need this law to get passed. Hey, do this for me, da da da.
So be it.
So in order for you to change that, the masculine people to do, they need to start getting involved in stuff like that too.
No, they don't have to do that.
You don't
Let me
think
show
so?
you why. When are we going to start seeing what we see? George Floyd's murder. What people didn't like about it was they couldn't stop the footage. And you were forced to see the breath leave his soul, his spirit separate from his body. You were forced to see it. Right? It happens all the time. The dude, I think his name was Garner in Staten Island, that they choked out over a cigarette. He was like, I can't breathe. But you didn't see the cop squeezing it the same degree. Because of his size of his being overweight and all this other stuff, they attributed to that, right? So now, George Floyd, people go, the whitest of the white, the most person in denial said, this has had an impact on me. I just watched the spirit get separated from the body on national television. Because Chicago has more righteous, suited men on the street thanks to Farrakhan than any place else. When you see all these cities have a national masculinity day and all these dudes show up well-groomed, suited to march in their cities and then bring it nationally and say these are the agendas for black masculinity. This is how we're going to provide for our family. This is how we're going to stop having multiple children. This is how we're going to keep us out of the criminal justice system. This is how we're going to obey the law so the cops don't shoot us. And this is going to be our response when the cops violate the law. When you see that in the next upcoming months or year, you will see that we can change things. That we do evolve. That the lines between feminine, masculine, sexual, because your sexual orientation shouldn't be political. Think about that.
Sadly,
The way I freak off in bed at night don't need to be no political agenda. I don't need to be confused about which bathroom, because when I really gotta go and the line for the men's room is long and there ain't nobody in the women's line, I'm gonna piss where I gotta piss, because I'm gonna use a bathroom before I use the floor.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And I ain't gonna feel gay or have to say pause behind everything I say because I don't have those insecurities. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff we feed into because we are distracted. So them lines that advertisers and people who think they in power, the people in power is the people who can make something go viral. That's everybody. They played themselves. When they allow you or me, we could set up apps and get millions of dollars donated to us in one day behind a cause based on a video that we created on our phone to go out. GoFundMe, crowdfunding, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. We put NFTs is showing you. We put value on what we decide is valuable. Today, I'm gonna comb the skin off my nuts and sell it, and as an NFT with some writing. And oh my God, this kid was putting blood in sneakers. Come on, man. Where we at?
Where we at?
Where we at? So next time we meet, we'll talk about where we going.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Definitely.
This is the Horticulture Podcast.
So this is Great Zach Tate. Feel free to follow me on all forms of social media, Great Zach Tate. Please go pick up Life Survival Kit. If you want to put yourself under construction, you're going to need some tools. I give you all the game in the world in this book with the 20 tools. Pick it up. And if you want to find me on your podcast, DM me. And God bless you all.
Thank you for coming on. Horticulture Pod.
For sure.
Horticulture.